Oh, this is Paul Holloman. What you see here in the middle is something that looks very similar to my name. This is an anagram of my last name. I use it as a pseudonym when I write poetry or short stories or whatever. Anyway, this document that you're looking at is not the point of this little screencast video. What I'm trying to show you is Kaizena, Kaizena. I think it's really awesome for teachers. The only reason I'm using this document is because it's mine and I have permission to use it. Okay, what I'm first going to show you is how to get Kaizena. Um, First thing you have to have is a Google Drive. So if you have Gmail as your email, then you have access to Google Drive, which is just a way to have online documents and spreadsheets and things like that. So it's a good idea to do that for yourself anyway. Once you have a Google Drive, then you can use Google Docs, which is just like Microsoft Word, except it's online and it's saved on the cloud. Okay, now I'm going to go to add-ons here in my Google Doc, and you can see get add-ons. I click there, I search for Kaizena, and mine says manage because I already have it, but yours would say add or get or whatever. Okay, so that's how you put this on this extra feature onto your Google Doc. Okay, now once you have it, okay, then anytime you open a document that you have saved in your Google Drive through Google Docs, you're going to click add-ons and then go to Kaizena and say open. All right, now it's working. What you see on the right side here, these are comments that I've made, most of them audio comments in which I've recorded my voice speaking to the person who wrote this. In this case, I'm the one who wrote it and I'm the one commenting, but imagine that a student submitted this to me and then over here is the teacher responding. Okay, so I'm just going to push play right here. Now you see right here it says I might spend my evenings rummaging. Okay, that's highlighted right here. Okay, so in essence, this being highlighted shows that this is what the teacher is commenting about. Okay, so let's give it a listen. So this pronoun it, I assume, is a reference to the title, the second line of a poem, after it skitters across my mind. So then this line, is that important because it is the second line of a poem? So there's an example of the teacher or professor speaking directly to the student. Now, traditionally, instead of using audio feedback, I would be writing notes here in the margin. I would be scribbling in my teacher handwriting about this what I just said. But typically, what tends to happen is students kind of barely pay attention to that scrawl in the margins. So, and Jacques Derrida would call it, that's part of the violence of the letter, but I don't want to get too academic. Anyway, let's go to the next comment just so you can see another example. This one on the right, you see here, is not audio, okay? So what I've done is I've highlighted from with a broken oar to from his grimy pantaloons, and then I wrote awesome imagery, way to use images and specificity to involve the reader. So again, this is more like writing in the margins, but it's actually typed and it's clear to read, okay? Then you can see, oh, look, there's another audio comment. So catches a glimpse is highlighted, and let's see what the teacher or professor had to say. You're doing so great vocabulary, keeping everything fresh, and you're avoiding cliche. And then you have this phrase, catches a glimpse. I'm wondering if you want that phrase there because it contrasts with the fresh and scintillating vocabulary, or maybe you just haven't gotten it to evolve where it needs to be yet. Maybe use glimpse as a verb. So there you see some examples. Now there are other options too. You see right here it says, okay, here's how to make a new voice message to that you would make for the student to listen to for feedback. Skill is where you develop these little, you see trends in the habits that students have. So you can make up these little uh, lesson pieces, or you can even provide links online to, pieces about grammar or, a verb tense or whatever you want them to learn about if you're seeing an issue that's a trend across students in your classes. Um, Again, additional lessons that you can create for that purpose, and then you can do this text message, which is like what I did here. So basically, I think the best value that Kaizena offers is the audio piece because the student now is listening to your voice. It's a conversation rather than notes scrawled in the margins. And there's actual research now. People have done some dissertations about the value of this, and I really believe in the power of this. I've experimented with it quite a bit myself, and it's pretty darn cool. It's worth checking out. All right, so hope this helps, and if it does, shoot me an email at paulholloman@gmail.com. Sorry, that's not written somewhere. Oh, way up here, paulholloman@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and let me know how it's going. All right, take care.